This is just going to be a totally random video. I had a list of stuff I kind of wanted to talk about, but really not in the mood to delve into any specific subject. I kind of like other guys' channels when they just do this random talk. And within that randomness, you pick up on things that you can relate to, and you feel pretty good about it because sometimes you feel like you're the only one going through something. So yesterday I was listening to the Throwdown on Traversable's channel, and after that I had nothing to do. So I went on my motorcycle and I just drove around. I went like 85 miles. Just helps me to think better about things. I tend to get a little depressed if I'm just sitting on the couch looking out the window, with all these thoughts. So it kind of helps to get out of the house and, go for a ride and just think about things. I noticed in my first video that I made, I mentioned that things are good for me right now, that I'm in a good place. What I meant by that was during these past 2 years watching MGTOW videos, I kind of understood the whole relationship concept with women. I totally get that now. I totally get that they're not going to love you, Eventually the relationship's going to break down and turn into shit. So by understanding all that, it takes a huge weight off your shoulders. That's what I kind of meant by that. Once you understand and get it, the burden just is released from your shoulders. But what you have left is a lifetime of understanding yourself. There's going to be things that pop up in life that will still bring you to your knees, and you have to face them. I think I'm gaining a little more confidence in sharing any stories that I want to tell here. I just wanted to say that earlier this year, I went through a few hardships. I had to lay down my dog. She was 14 years old, and it really took a toll on me. Also, earlier this year, something else that was pretty devastating, I lost my job. The company that I've been working for the past 15 years went out of business. All these years working up through the ranks, all that time invested, it just sucks that I have to start over from scratch and start over somewhere else right at the bottom again. I'm not saying all this to get any sympathy or anything. I'm just sharing because I know there's other guys out there that have lost their jobs, and it's kind of like your identity as a man. You don't realize it until it actually happens. Man, I was pretty depressed there for a while, and you're kind of lost. You don't really know where to go. So a good portion of this year has been trying to collect my sanity. I've decided to go back to school. It's probably going to be many years before I even come close to what I was making for money before. So basically, I've been having troubles trying to cope with the fact that I have to more or less reinvent myself at 40. I had a savings that I was saving up for a house, and now I'm going to have to kind of live on that savings. It's kind of like an open book. You don't know what's going to happen. There's a fear there, but there's also an excitement because, hey, anything can happen. I'm just going to have to roll with it and try to be positive. I think it really helps me to get out of the house and just to go for rides because it puts everything into perspective. Today, for example, I had an appointment, place where I was going to. The business shared a parking lot with a methadone clinic. As I was walking up to the business, I looked over to my left, and there was a guy laying on the ground. He was going through withdrawals. He was shaking. There was other people around him trying to comfort him down, and there was an ambulance pulling in right behind me. And it's just kind of put everything into perspective, like I thought I was having a bad day, and this guy, he was maybe 50 years old, and he looked very low income, and I'm like, wow, kind of makes you think about life a little bit. So that's kind of all I had to talk about today. See you next time.